We are representing the Aceh Sumatra National Liberation Fronts of the North America. First of all, for those of you who are not yet familiar with the Aceh Sumatra, please allow me to brief you about my country of origins. Aceh lies on the most northern tip of Sumatra Islands, and it is one of the oldest countries in Southeast Asia. And it has been under the Indonesian's occupation since 1950s. Now, being an occupied nation, Aceh is facing multifaceted problems within a wide range of areas such as socio-political, economics, environmental dilemmas, etc. As the theme for our discussion today is limited to the issues of lands, I will try to restrain myself to the subject. There are 4 areas of the major issues that Acehnese is currently facing when it comes to land right which link to self-determinations. Number 1, population transfer, or so-called transmigrations program initiated by the occupation's government of Indonesia, or well known as illegal settlements over indigenous land. This program is officially conducted by the government of Indonesia in order to create what they call a demographic balance between the overpopulated island of majority ethnic Java into less populated regions in outer islands such as in Sumatra, Borneo, and Papua. This Indonesian's transmigration policy has led to some negative impact on many different aspects of indigenous life, such as economic, social, political, cultural, as well as environmental issues. Number 2, it's illegal logging activities and deforestations. Illegal logging activities and plantations such as palm oil have often caused conflict with the local communities and the nature. The government of Indonesia issued licenses or permits to conduct the legal logging activities. However, due to lack of control, the illegal logging activities happens also parallel freely. According to our reference, Aceh Sumatra so far has lost some of 32,000 hectares of more than 2 million hectares of forest annually due to deforestations, including from the illegal timber activities and the illegal settlements of Javanese ethnics. The uncontrolled deforestation, especially in the rainforest area, has led to massive floods more frequently from year to year. The disaster has destroyed not only the ecosystems, but also the very existence of the Acehnese people. Number 3, mining industries and environmental consequences, as well as we all know, Aceh Sumatra is rich of natural resources such as coal, oil and gas, as well as silver and gold and many other resources. Those more than 100 mining companies have flocked into regions that include Chinese and American oil companies to conduct the operations in various stages: explorations, mine site design and planning, construction, productions, as well as closure and reclamations. About 65 of these companies run their activities in area of protected forests, approximately 400,000 hectares, and 4 companies operated even in conservation area about 31,000 hectares. So generally all mining activities have consequently impacted, especially on the local society and environment. For instance, coal mining in the region Great Aceh and West Aceh have contributed to deforestation, landslide, soil pollutions, groundwater pollutions, mining waste disposal, air pollutions, which directly affected the local communities through losing their drinking water resources, health, as well as their income. Number 4, last but not least, the land grabbing by the military forces. The Indonesian's armed forces are still very present in Aceh, although the armed conflict has ended after the Memorandum of Understanding between the Free Aceh Movement and Government of Indonesia in Helsinki on August 15, 2005, which also monitored by European Union. On the basis of its doctrines, the interventions of the Indonesian military in all civil affairs is very common and worldwide known. So Indonesia's military dispute across the Acehese land is anyway not something new. Until now, the human rights violations during the bloody armed conflict were not brought to justice. In the last few years, the new phenomena emerged that the Indonesian army have claimed its possessions on properties in the strategic populated areas. According to our observations in the field, the claim are an historical marks from the colonial periods during the Aceh War with Netherlands, which is 1873 till 1942. That's over 100 years of war. Those regions included public parks, real estate, and sports stadium, and etc. in the capital city of Banda Aceh, as well as the recent land grabbing that's going on in a place called Lampriet, Banda Aceh, is now under the shadow of annexation as well. Recently, a warning letter to immediately to confiscate and to vacate the place has been sent for the time being by the Indonesian Army of Kodam Iskandar Muda. It's the military region's command center. Therefore, the fate of the residents who live in the nearby area are at risk. Another such a case is also happening in Menasah Kulam, which is a Great Aceh. In August 2019, the army threatened to deploy heavy equipment to demolish people's houses if they did not want to leave the disputed land. In this village, there were about 250 families, including 35 former females combatants who single mothers mostly, and more than 20 families have been forced to leave their houses due to the army claims of the particular disputed lands. Now, in terms of recommendations, although there's although the Aceh Lands Authority has established in 2015, following the implementation of the law on governing of Aceh through the presidential regulation, through the Indonesian presidential regulations, most of the problems still cannot be solved due to stipulated provision still overlapping with the Indonesian National Land Offices. So, considering the background of the conflict and the situation on the ground, there is no instant solutions to the problems. However, the Aceh Sumatra National Liberation Front recommending, number one, to empower the local civil societies to keep struggling for the legal rights of their own land. Number two, to call all stakeholders to pay more attention to the roots of problems, such as corruptions in Indonesian government, bribery, unlawful actions, lack of law enforcement, and etc. Number three, to call the international communities to support the Acehnese long struggle for self-determination. That's all I have. Thank you so much.